Welcome, judges. I'd like to take this opportunity just to briefly introduce our 3 judges for our finalists. I'm sorry, 4 judges. Used to be 5, actually, and unfortunately one is ill and couldn't make it. From your left to right, I'll start off with Mike Sims. Mike is the executive officer of the Grazie Dio School since 2001, responsible for marketing, communications, public relations, MBA recruitment, alumni relations, career support services, and advancement. And Mike, what do you do in your spare time? Judge's fast pitch. He co-founded and co-owns Sienna Publishing Incorporated, a boutique publishing and sales company. Welcome, Mike. Stephen Block, the same Stephen from our prior finance panel, is an investor, entrepreneur, and mentor for early-stage companies. He is a managing partner of Venture Farm LLC, which invests and nurtures pre-revenue startups. He's a member of the executive committee of the Orange County chapter of Tech Coast Angels, California's largest angel investor group. Stephen Block. David Wells is president and CFO of Psionics Corporation, a water management and treatment company. He is also the founder of StoryCorp Consulting, providing business and financial services to growing small-cap public companies. He has nearly 30 years of experience in finance, operations, and administrative positions in the water treatment, supply chain management, manufacturing, and professional services industry. David Wells. And Scott Alderton is the founding partner of Stubbs, Alderton, and Markleys, LLP. He is a corporate and technology lawyer who focuses exclusively on advising middle market technology, emerging growth, and development stage companies in the areas of corporate securities, mergers and acquisitions, high technology, business, licensing, intellectual property, the internet, and multimedia. Among his areas of expertise acquired over 26 years of experience are finance, venture capital, mergers, acquisitions, and divestitures, software and other technology licensing, distribution, and marketing agreements, general website matters, IP protection, e-commerce, and all aspects of digital media. Scott Alderton. We will have individual presentations for a 60-second fast pitch by our finalists, Diane Jenkins, Isaac Agyemen, and Audra. Your last name, Audra? Quinn. Audra Quinn. So we'll ask Isaac and Audra to depart for a short period of time, and we'll start with Diane Jenkins. We'll have a 60-second fast pitch followed by a 5-minute Q&A by the judges.
Okay. I was preoccupied shopping one day. I'd put my purse down for what seemed like a moment, but when I reached for it, it was gone. I was so sorry I had no warning that someone had just stolen my purse. So I've come up with a solution that I call the charm alarm. It's a fashionable bracelet with a charm that activates a smart card that looks just like a credit card. You put the card in your wallet and you can go shopping and traveling with ease, because the moment these two are 10 feet apart, the bracelet will let out a beeping warning sound. And when they're 15 feet apart, the smart card will let out a high-pitched shriek, which is a perfect deterrent for any pickpocket or thief. This security device complements and works with jewelry lines such as Brighton and Pandora. A variety of marketing will include a website, infomercials, magazine ads, and retailers. So take it from me, Diane Jenkins. With a charm alarm, you're better safe than sorry. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry, that's all right.
Judges?
Okay. Go ahead. Question?
I'll start.
Let me. I missed the fact that it's a charm alarm, and you say it works with a line of jewelry.
Yes.
So it's just a chip.
It's a charm that has
the charm. It'll work on a
Yes,
charm bracelet or something like that. I see.
Yes.
Okay. So it adds it. It's an accoutrement to that.
Right. It has micro components in it.
Okay. Is this just an idea, or are you moving forward with it?
I'm moving forward with it. I actually have the use case completed, and I have an engineer who's now working on the prototype, a working prototype.
Diane, have you spent much time assessing your competition yet?
I have, yes. And I have a couple of companies that are out there, but I feel like I have differentiated myself enough from the competition so that I will stand out.
So I think you've actually done a good job. The fashion angle, I've seen the business plan a dozen times. There's lots of people doing this in lots of different ways beyond the purse. Children in the park and valuables and all kinds of things. But I haven't seen anybody who's doing the distribution model you're doing, and the tying in with the fashion accessories is a great idea.
Thank you.
Have you made arrangements yet? Have you had any discussions with people like Brighton to see if they're going to be interested in that?
I haven't, but I've been analyzing their strategies, and what I think is going to work well is, since it will complement and work with their jewelry lines, that they may be interested in acquiring the company maybe 3 years down the line. If not Brighton, maybe Pandora, since they're international. Brighton is the United States, it's national.
Yeah. Well, I'd encourage you to pursue that aggressively, because the technology is not going to distinguish you. There's lots of people. There's nothing proprietary about the technology.
Right.
There's going to be lots of competitors, but that will give you your advantage if you can establish those kind of consumer relationships, and it will give you a built-in distribution mechanism. So that's a really great twist to it.
Thank you.
How about price points? What kind of price points? Are they going to be able to keep it within a price point that they can actually sell it as a piece of jewelry, or is it
Yes, I did do some research on that, and the price point, when I sell it to manufacturers or jewelry lines like Pandora or Brighton, I would sell it to them for $45 a piece, and they would then sell it for a higher, like $75. If I sell it retail, it will be $75.
One of my concerns would be if you run it past a large number of women, will they actually wear an alarm?
Yes. I actually did a focus group.
It has to be obviously designed properly, but if somebody's girlfriend said you're wearing an alarm on your wrist,
Well, they won't know it's an alarm.
You
That's
won't
the
know
beauty
it's an
of it.
alarm. Exactly.
But okay.
Well, it's going to be, yes, it's going to blend in with the jewelry, because it will be fashionable looking, and it has an on and off switch, so you can deactivate it and you can activate it.
Now, what about, because I'm assuming that the two devices, one is, as soon as they get too far from each other, they make noise, but
Yes.
beyond that, if somebody's running away, okay, we're making noise, great. When you see him, he's running. Now we've lost the item. Is there any way to add in a layer that says, okay, what we're trying to protect is running down the street. We have now some sort of either GPS way to track or some additional layer, which I know is going to be a bigger footprint.
Right.
And I know, like Scott, I know there are several companies who are trying to figure out that device.
Right.
What's the consideration there?
That would be like the next phase, like the GPS piece. But for now, it would just be for kind of getting the attention of that stealth pickpocket or thief who's trying to take something without people noticing it. And so that's like the concentration right now. But then, and I just want to get it to market right now, and then maybe make the next generation with the GPS and tie in like an app kind of thing.
I would agree. I would agree. You'd want to get some sort of footprint. I don't necessarily agree to limit to the jewelry or to fashion items. I think children and animals and so forth. I think that would also afford you market penetration without having to be so concerned about the physical presentation of the devices.
Except that she's got something unique in the fashion area, that there are similar things in these other children and other areas.
But I think you got the right idea. It's a race.
Right.
And so get out there and get a product out there that you can expand from, get relationships in place with people like Brighton. That's really the key. If you can get Brighton and Pandora and those people to endorse it, that will differentiate.
Can I ask one quick question?
Yes.
What are your costs? If you're going to sell it at $45, what's your manufacturing cost?
Approximately $20.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
I've seen so many of these.
I mean,
Have you heard of location
theory
based?
here is very simple. That if the alarm goes off, the thing's going to drop it.
Right.
That's the theory.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and I don't disagree with that. Have you heard of location-based services?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Well, the company?
Oh.
There's actually a company, they're small.
I've never heard a company called that.
Yes, there's a company, a small public company.
Next, we have Audra Quinn with FriendEnder.
Can you give us a second?
What was Diane's company's name?
I missed that.
What's the name of FriendEnder?
Oh, thank you. Public speaking is a little out of my comfort zone. But
Do I need help ending friendships?
What was Diane's company's name?
Charm Alarm.
Charm Alarm.
FriendEnder?
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, I think they're doing their paperwork. Is ready?
You guys, just a minute.
One of the other things I do is I take companies that are seeking money into business school classes and I give them mock screening. In other words, where the company actually presents its real company asking for money. Generally get one of the students or two of the students to be a judge with me and my partner. And it's a great club. They love it. Yeah. So, yeah.
I'm good. Yeah.
Sure thing.
Good afternoon. Okay, I'm gonna go back a little bit. And I'm ready. Have you guys ever given your phone number to somebody and then instantly regretted it? Maybe that weird lady at the bar, or a telemarketer that manages to call you every night just as you're sitting down to dinner. Wouldn't it be so wonderful if you could just magically slip your phone number out of their contact list? Well, now you can. I'd like to introduce FriendEnder. It's a one-of-a-kind service that allows you to view a list of everyone who has your phone number and manage that list like you might your friends on Facebook. So you can silently slip your number out, or if you want to make more of a statement, you can use one of our messages such as, "We're so over," or "You're dead to me." So the vision here is with a small monthly fee, you can take back control of your phone line. There's thousands of unwanted spam text messages and phone calls every day, and so there's a huge market for this. AT&T has always said reach out and touch someone, but sometimes you need someone to say don't reach out, don't touch me, ever. Collectively, we can put the silent button on unwanted calls. Thank you. Oh yeah.
How does this work? Because if it deletes, does it delete from the contact list?
The concept is that it would delete, you would be able to delete your phone number from someone else's list. So
Contact list, though.
Contact list.
So what about an iPhone, for example, that has recent calls?
Sure.
And voicemails? Would that automatically sync with that too?
The idea of "you're dead to me" would be all over, all through the phone. Your phone number would be deleted. Just like when you update someone's number to have their name and it populates throughout your phone, it would do the same, but for pulling the information.
But how? How's it work? Yeah.
Well, we're still in the R&D phase of this idea, but just like any new innovation, there's always this question of how is it possible, and I'm still working on that part of it.
But have you created I mean, my iPhone is a piece of hardware. How do you take something off of my hardware?
Right, well, it would take some buy-in from the phone companies and possibly legislation. I mean, we have the unsubscribe function on email, so why don't we have that on our phones? It's almost, I mean, it's more personal. It's something, it's your portal to the world, so it's your property. You should be able to protect yourself from unwanted calls.
So can I take Steven's number off your phone?
Well, I was thinking that there would be perhaps a premium service that would reroute the phone number directly to the police or the FCC, but that would cost a little extra per month.
Definitely the police in Steven's case.
Yeah.
What is this, a TCA meeting? I was going to ask. Could it be done as an app?
It would definitely function as an app, so that would be how you would access all the information.
Why do you need the phone company to do that? Maybe to do
because you would need the phone company to submit everyone's phone numbers and then kind of examine to see who's on whose contact list.
Oh, I see. So you want to do it, so you would have to Oh, everybody who has your contact information. Okay.
Right.
So again, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but so what's the stage of the research and development? I mean, what have you done that even indicates to you that this is conceivable to do?
It's formative. It's definitely in its preliminary stages. However, I think that the do not call list is kind of a function of this. Now that's for commercial calls, and so they have to go through and scrub their lists.
But even like a do not call list, you can't take someone's phone number off of somewhere. All the do not call list does is say you're going to be punished if you don't take my number off your list.
So it would actually be
you can't unsubscribe yourself from anything. All you can do is tell people to unsubscribe you, and they have to do it.
Right.
And there's legislation around the penalties if they don't do it.
Right.
You're presenting this like I will have the ability to control the dissemination of my phone number, and that's the part I don't understand.
Right. Well, basically, it would have to be on some third-party server. So it would be the FCC's ownership or something like that. So, you know, they grant access into it and out of it, but everyone would have to opt in. So it would have to be some sort of legislation that mandates that you have to do it.
Yeah, because my tech brain unfortunately is doing the same thing, and
Right.
that's everything we have now is defensive. I can block your number, I can do all, but this is offensive. I'm going to go into your database and take it out, and
Right.
I mean,
there is definitely some security issues too.
There's also privacy issues.
Yeah,
consider.
even if we suspended the tech part of it, because I'm sure that's probably more possible than any of us care to imagine. There is just the privacy and the invasion.
Well, the other end of it is even telemarketing companies, they do face these huge fees if they do not comply to the do not call list rules. And so it is in their interest to make sure that you're off of their list, that you don't have their number anymore. They want hot leads. They don't want people who are going to try to find them $16,000. So we could potentially get buy-in from both sides of the spectrum here. You know, this is just the way it has to be because it's your phone number, and just like you want protection on it, so does everyone else.
I think also you have some huge commercial battles. I can just imagine the commercial entities that would want to keep your phone,
Sure,
and would keep you tied up in courts until you're my age.
Well, I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to go to Capitol Hill and finish up.
You better have a really good
a long time before you're his age.
really good attorney.
and even longer time before you're my age.
She has no idea how long. You have to have a really good attorney and a lot of money to fight that stuff, and they will bleed you to death, you know,
Right.
getting there.
I mean, I think there's a compelling argument for why it should be the case. Though there's plenty of people
Rupert
who.
Murdoch would probably fight you on that.
Is there anything like this out there anywhere?
The Do Not Call list is kind of a similar entity, but and there are a couple of apps. Like there's one called Blacklist, but it
doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
No,
it has terrible reviews, and it basically.
Keep going. Sorry, Doug.
Finish the answer.
Yeah. It basically just will pull up the number, and then it's like a blocking function, like any other.
Which is all very carrier dependent and device dependent, and
Right.
you know, even though I'm fairly technical, I couldn't get it to work, and I still get phone calls from numbers that I don't want. So
I think one day it can be done. But.
Interesting. All right.
Thank you.
This is a low ranking. First, she was a presenter. As a presenter, she was fabulous. The first one, she did it.
Third and finally is AIESEC Agyemen with Cite Anything.
Hey, are these students? Are these all students? Yes. Full-time, part-time? All.
Who is one of your students?
Just
Yeah.
a quick second.
You ready?
Yeah, go ahead. Cite anything.
Do I wait for you? Do I wait for her? Or?
Start talking and we'll start rolling.
Okay. Good afternoon. I'd like for you to picture someone working on a paper at their computer late at night. Could be a student, or a professor working on an article, or even an attorney working on a brief that's due the next day. At some point, they will go through the arduous process of citing every source they refer to in their paper. And as the night turns into the wee hours of the morning, one might begin to ask themselves if there's an easier way to do this. Enter Cite Anything, a computer program that allows students, teachers, and working professionals to quickly cite any source accurately. The user simply highlights the online document, and at the touch of a button, the correct citation format appears. With over 19 million students attending college in the United States, our firm is strategically placed to profit from this using intellectual property protection and key partnerships to create a sustainable competitive advantage. Cite anything. Highlight, right-click, cite. It's that simple. I'm AIESEC Agyemen.
Okay, so I sort of had the same issue. So where are, I mean, it's a great idea. Is it more than an idea, or is it an idea? This would be a fantastic piece of software, but what have you done to write it, and how are you going to write it?
We've actually started the process. I'm a member of the Palmer Center at Pepperdine University School of Law. I submitted an application for a grant. They gave me that. So over the summer, I spent part of my summer working for a law firm, and the other half of the summer starting to develop this program. I found a programmer in Southern California here through Elance, and we began the process, and the first phase is complete.
But you still have to go to the online document, so you'll still have to go to each source individually before you'll be able to do the cite. What you're saving is the time in writing the citation, is that correct?
Absolutely.
And what's the business model?
We have established a relationship with one of the VPs from the UC schools. And so we're going to start by working on a relationship with her to integrate this into the school system, offering it for sale. And once we start that, we'll also begin to sell this program and generate profit.
So basically, you're just going to sell it as a piece of standalone software.
Yes, there will be updates because every year the citation rules change. And we're going to have that in a separate website on the internet. And once the updates are available, we take them, we add them, and people pay for the updates.
But wouldn't the whole updating process essentially be real time? Meaning, if I'm looking for a particular quote, I assume you're just going to go in and have web crawlers that are organizing available citations, and then when somebody comes close to it, then you give them a list of 5 of what they're citing. I mean, so why wouldn't it be more of a subscription model?
That's what I think too.
Oh, to sell it as a service, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, the problem that we're running into is with surveys that we've run, students being students will generally want to sign up when their paper is due, and then then get off as soon as it's done. So we think that it's better, more cost-effective to sell them the program, and then once they try it and they like it, then we can continue to sell them the updates.
Scott, you're an attorney. How is this something that you guys would use?
It's absolutely useful. I guess my question is, I'm not sure what an update consists of, because I'm going to just, no matter what my source is, I'm going to try to. Are you saying that you'll do like the map CD that's in a car? It's like as you map out more territory and more literature that you'll cite, then I have to buy more and more and more as I go along?
No, we're referring to the citation rules themselves. Every year, for example, Blue Book comes out with the 18th edition, the 19th edition, the 20th edition, and the rules may or may not change, but when they do, we'll be ready for them.
Okay, so if there's a fundamental change in citation methodology, I got to upgrade to that. But
absolutely.
But I'll be able to use whatever your software can access and tell me how to cite once I buy it initially.
Yes.
Can you just explain again, what's the relationship with the UC system? Are you trying to sell it to the UC system, or are you trying to use the UC system as a distribution model to get to the students?
Using them as a distribution model to get to the students.
Okay. Because selling anything to UC system is not a good business model.
Doing anything with the UC system, trying to get technology out of it. Anyway, what's your price point?
Our price point is $30.
Per purchase?
And
what's your update charge? The update charge going to be?
The update charge will be, we're still figuring that out, but it might be around between $12 and $15.
That's a huge number.
So state the value proposition to the student again.
Well, the value is time. I mean, students have to write paper after paper. Attorneys have to write briefs after briefs. Suppose you get a brief, you know, that you have to do, you know, in less than 24 hours. And if you have to go in and flip through Blue Book, for example, and figure out what the citation format is, you have to, you know, you're reading something on Westlaw.
We're out of time. Let me ask you a question. So why, it seems to me like the student market may be the second market to go after. It seemed like legal, accounting, some other government, some other issues would be a better market to go after initially than students individually selling it to students.
You can charge them more.
You can answer that question.
Charge the lawyers more.
Well, we feel that students would be the best market only because, first of all, there's over 19 million of them actually going to school.
19 million attorneys too.
Right, but
Just in California.
But to be able to, students are generally always writing papers, and we feel that by that they would most likely, from the surveys that we've conducted, that they would be the most likely to want to use this and purchase this.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks a lot.
And just to remind everybody, each of the finalists will receive a package from my corporation, an incorporation package that is worth $1,400. So congratulations to all the finalists. And the grand prize winner will receive a check for $1,000. So without further ado, I will announce the second runner-up, and then I will announce the grand prize winner. So the second runner-up for our second annual fast pitch competition is Audra Quinn. Congratulations, Audra. And the grand prize winner for our fast pitch competition is, but before I get to that, I'd like to tell, congratulations, Diane Jenkins. You just hang on for a second, we're going to get some pictures, please. And a special thanks to our judges.
Yeah, it's up to you. It's up to you. Okay.
We're going to spend just a couple minutes and get a little bit of feedback from the judges. That will help you out.
Go ahead, Mike.
Well, you all did a great job. Those pitches were timed perfectly, so congratulations. And I think they were all, from my perspective, they were all big ideas. I think Audra's idea was so big that it was perplexing to us as far as a business model. I mean, I think that was probably one of the challenges. It was a monster idea that we probably all said, you know, how do I make that happen? And if you can make that happen, call us. We'll put some money in it, I think. That's a clever idea. AIESEC, from my perspective, I think you've got a real business. My personal perspective, I think we're looking at different markets where to start, because I like to start with companies that have marketing dollars and sales dollars versus students who are scraping and scrimping to get through school. But I think you've got a real business. And Diane, I think you have a terrific idea. There's, as Scott said earlier, there's a lot of that out there now, but not in that particular niche. You've got a really interesting niche. I personally think the challenge is going to be on the style and making sure women are really satisfied that it isn't just an alarm bracelet I'm wearing, it's a piece of fashion. Good stuff, all three of you.
Great.
Yeah.
Have anything else to say?
Yeah.
Terrific. Great comments, Mike.
One other thing I would say for all three of you, and I do a fair amount of fundraising for different companies that I'm involved in, all of your pitches were excellent. In about the last 10 seconds, you lost a train of thought, and trust me, that happens all the time. But all three of you did an excellent job of presentation. Coming to this, what the speaker had to say earlier, if you can't present and sell your idea, nobody else is going to. So the fact that you could stand up in front of a group of people comfortably, confidently, and to do anything in a minute is very difficult. That skill alone is almost worth the price of the class. So don't underestimate what was said. You've got to be able to sell it, and you as the entrepreneur have to have the passion, the focus, and the clarity to realize the people you're pitching to, they may not get it. And you've got to be able to sell it. You've got to be able to read your audience. And obviously, under 1 minute, you've got your pitch, and that's it. But you've got to read your audience, your customers. You've got to listen. You've got to take the time. So selling it, whether it be to an investor or to a potential customer, is one of the hardest things you'll do.
I agree. I agree with that. But remember, I think I said it in the panel, but remember this: when you give a 1 minute presentation, a 5 minute presentation, a 15-minute, you're not trying to get money. You're trying to get interest. You're trying to make somebody really want to have another meeting with you and keep going, because nobody's going to give you money on a 60-second pitch. It's important, but don't think of it as the final step. It's the first step.
Very true.
Good luck to all of you.
Good luck.
Yep.
Okay.